Sports Center.
Well, the draft is come and gone, and the Dallas Cowboys had a consensus great draft from the experts with an A grade overall for their 9 picks, highlighted by that of Tyler Booker, Siobhan Revel, and Texas's Jaden Blue. The Houston Texans had 7 trades during the draft as Nick Caserio moved up and down the board to bring in his 9 players, including the Iowa State receiving duo of Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pleasure wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, sasportstar.com if you're listening via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you are watching the show live on YouTube. That is right. We put all of our shows live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search at SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show as it happens. And Ben Brasino, yes, finally some Texans talk. Yes, we will get to the Texans. But, man, the NFL draft's one of my favorite times of year. And it has been an incredible couple of days. And the numbers that the draft pulls for the commissioner, literally just saying names of players, or shows like this on ESPN that get, just grading the draft picks. We haven't even seen them take the field, and we're giving players grades. Now, the Cowboys had a consensusly great draft, and I would agree with the consensus in terms of what they did. Tyler Booker is a hell of a pick, and as well as Siobhan Revel, who was a projected first-round pick before he got injured. You get Jaden Blue in the 5th with great value. The defensive end, Azaraku, out of Boston College. I mean, they ticked a lot of boxes. Now, they didn't tick one that we all wanted with receiver and get that flashy, shiny thing, but things aren't over. As a matter of fact, the Cowboys do reportedly have interest in possibly bringing back Amari Cooper, and that's fine. I mean, he's a great veteran to have in the locker room, and they can be a compliment to CeeDee Lamb. So it's going to be very interesting, but their first-round pick, y'all heard me. I wanted him to be a Houston Texan. I wanted Jaden Blue to be a Houston Texan too. Cowboys got a lot of players that I wanted to be Houston Texans, but I will tell you this, when it comes to their first-round pick, there was not a guy that embodied a mentality and a culture more so than Tyler Booker. And Tyler Booker got to join the Blitz today with Jason and Joe, and I'll play a little bit of that for you here on Extra Innings with Pleasure as we get to know the new Cowboys first.
YouTube channel. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Simmons. First round pick for the Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Booker, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. You appreciate that, huh, Tyler?
I sure do. I love that song now.
Man, it's going to be your theme song, I think, from here on out, right?
I think it should be. I think it deserves to be at this point.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Tyler, first of all, congratulations, my friend. You've just got to be thrilled. What have the days been like since you were drafted?
Oh, nothing but a dream, So I'm out there the whole time in Green Bay, and then man, I'm there with my family. I'm there with my girlfriend. I'm there with my barber, who's essentially my cousin, my childhood trainer. So I'm spending the week with them. Then I fly to Dallas, just spend some time with the people in that building, the great people in that building. Then I find my way into a Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert. And then I just came home last night and I had a little draft celebration with my friends and family. So this is definitely like one of the best weekends of my life, for sure.
I can imagine. So where's home for you actually? Where are you calling us from right now?
I'm calling you guys from Hartford, Connecticut, but I'm from New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay, so
I'm in the airport headed back to Tuscaloosa now.
okay, and then because you got to get back to Dallas because like rookie mini camp's pretty. So it's been a whirlwind for you, huh?
No, yeah, we're rookie minicamp. I'll get back to Dallas on Thursday, and that's when the work starts, and that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I would think so, Tyler. Being drafted, and I know you've had a little bit of a break since the college season ended, but to get to work as a pro now, that's got an exciting ring to it.
No, it's very exciting, and I was talking about it with my parents and the rest of my family. Like, this has been the most awkward spring for me in a while because this is the first spring in 7 years where I haven't been playing football, where I haven't had pads on, literally. So I just feel all out of sorts and all out of whack. So I just can't wait to get back in the routine and get back to work and doing what I love, and that's playing football.
Tyler Booker joining us here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. When you go back and you think about the draft process, I know a lot of mocks had the Cowboys taking a wide receiver or something at number 12. Your reaction was so pure, so genuine. When did you know or think that you were going to become a member of the Dallas Cowboys?
I had a good idea once some other wide receivers were off the board because I knew that was a need going into it. Just talking with my agent and seeing how the board worked out, and just hearing that it was between me and another player. And once that other player went, as soon as he went, I was like, oh man, like I think I'm going to be a Dallas Cowboy. And just sitting there waiting for that call and getting that call eventually, it was really a dream come true. I love Dallas.
So
I fell in love with the city when I was down there combine training. So.
yeah, no doubt. Now, was that call from Jerry Jones?
Yes, it was. It was.
What was it like talking to Jerry Jones?
It was great. It was a little brief because he sent me over to Coach Shoddy and then Coach Adams as well. So it was great to talk to all of them. But he was fired up to have me. He told me that they were picking me and told me congratulations. So it's really a dream come true. And just growing up as a football fan, you watch all these draft announcements and watch all these draft phone calls, and you always wonder how yours are going to go. And mine went better than I ever thought it could.
I can't imagine you could even hear with all the noise, all the celebration. Are you glad they at least record that so you can watch it later? Do you actually remember most of it live?
I do remember most of it live, and I've been watching it a lot. Like it's just a real moment for me. Like I watch it every now and then to make sure that it was real.
Yeah, I would have that thing on a loop, I think, right? And just play it over and over and over again, no doubt. Well, Tyler, I've got to ask you, did you get a chance to talk to Dak Prescott?
I did get a chance to talk to Dak, and what we mostly talked about was just getting better, me learning from him and me learning all together, and then going to and then winning championships.
So he just wants to stay upright, right?
Oh yeah, I think everybody in Dallas wants it like that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, and Tyler, you look at the situation you're coming into. The Great Wall of Tyler. I mean, everybody on the offensive line is named Tyler. You're going to be the rookie in the room. So there's a breakfast sandwich place that I believe all the boys like to eat at. You're going to be responsible for that, but also the nicknames. Now, I know you said the other day, T-Book, Book, whatever they want to call you, but are you worried some of the veteran guys might give you a nickname maybe you won't be as thrilled with?
I'm not too worried, and I know some stuff comes along with being a rookie, and I'll just take it in stride, and I'm just very excited to learn and work with those guys.
Well, when you look at the offensive line, and obviously the Cowboys have had a pretty good history of drafting offensive linemen, and you could step in the shoes of a future Hall of Famer. Do you worry about that? Is there the expectation? Because obviously Zach Martin was one hell of an offensive lineman. Is that put any added pressure on you?
No, I really don't feel any added pressure because for 21 years of my life, I've been Tyler Booker, and I'm going to continue to be Tyler Booker. And with that being said, I'm definitely going to learn from Zach Martin. I hope to build a relationship with him in the future, and I really want to continue and further the legacy of great offensive linemen for the Dallas Cowboys. But I know that if I go in there trying to be Zach Martin, I'll be doing me and the organization a disservice. So just don't go in there and be Tyler Booker.
Couldn't have said that
Nice.
better myself. Well said. Tyler Booker here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We got to get to know you a little bit better, Tyler. So
Yes,
you're from
sir.
Connecticut. You played your college ball at Alabama.
Yeah.
And you're coming to Texas now. Great barbecue steak, great Mexican food, and I imagine you eat a lot. Just judging, right? do you have some favorites yet of places or certain things that you just want to try that you're going to be able to get in Texas that maybe you can't get in Connecticut?
Oh, well, I've already fell in love with Hutchins. Like that's my spot, man. So I actually had Hutchins a few times while being in Dallas for like last night and this past combine training session. And I would tell my family about it all the time. They're like, yeah, we'll see. And they had Hutchins for the first time this weekend. That's the quietest my mom and sister have ever been during a meal. So
That's hilarious.
That they fell in love with Hutchins too.
Now you're going brisket, beef rib, pork rib. I mean, what's the menu option there for Tyler Booker?
So this past weekend, somebody put me onto the chicken. So obviously, like the beef rib is mandatory. Beef rib is mandatory. You got to go beef rib, and then I went beef rib and chicken, the smoked chicken, and the smoked chicken really surprised me because like my mindset when it comes to chicken, like you could get good chicken at more places than you could get good barbecue at most places. So I was like, all right, why would I try chicken? I'll get good chicken somewhere else. But I tried the chicken at Hutchins, and it was like, it just shows you how they dominate all facets of the game.
That was Tyler Booker on the Blitz earlier today. If you want to catch that full interview, go to sasportstar.com. In the audio vault, it is right there. The video is also on YouTube, and you can check that out at SA Sports Star on YouTube. Tyler Booker, just a dude that you want to root for. And I think the Cowboys got themselves a fantastic player and had themselves a wonderful draft overall. Now, the Houston Texans, Tyler Booker's the guy I wanted. The fact that they didn't get him and didn't even make a pick in the first round, what does that mean for how their draft went? We'll get into it next when we continue here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's playoff time in basketball, and to make games more exciting, make sure you download the Underdog app, one of the leading sports apps out there. And Underdog just became one of the best places to make picks during the playoffs with their extender promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one, whether your entry wins or loses. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. So download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom.
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Appreciate all y'all for riding along with me tonight. We'll take you down to 6:30 as we get you ready for Rangers and A's right here on your home for the Rangers, San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL draft is completed. The Dallas Cowboys knocked it out of the park, as did the Houston Texans. Now, there were a couple of possible would-be reaches some may consider within the draft, but I think that Nick Caserio knew exactly what he wanted. He wants players a lot like Tyler Booker that love football, that breathe football, that just can't get enough of it. And that's where their love and devotion lies. And I think he did a good job with that, especially highlighted by the trading out of the first round, getting more picks, more ammunition to move around, and then taking on day two the Iowa State wide receiver duo in Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. Now, it gives a lot of flexibility for the Texans, where you have a couple of players whose comps are comps to players that are on the actual Houston Texans. Jaden Higgins, the 34th overall pick, he is comped to Nico Collins, and that's great. If you can have two Nico Collins, who don't want two Nico Collins? If he can develop into something similar to that with the way that he moves and the way that he plays, his after catch, his ability to play in multiple slots, whether it's slot, out wide, boundary, X, he kind of does it all and is physical in the way that he plays the game. So I think that's going to be nice, especially with, Nico Collins does miss time. He missed time with a hamstring injury last year. He's missed time in every season that he has been a Houston Texan. So having a backup Nico Collins also helps. It also helps with Jalen Noel, who is comp to a Christian Kirk or a Tank Dell, a slot demon, if you will, that can play inside the slot and really hopefully develop into being that security blanket, that safety valve, and learn from a guy like Christian Kirk while he's there, who also has injury concerns. And then with Tank Dell, you don't even know with him. You hope he can come back and play football again and be the player that he needed to be. Now, a lot was made about not getting an offensive lineman, especially interior offensive lineman. Well, they did. Ariante Ursary is a tackle from Wisconsin. Now, Nick Casario said as pre-draft presser, could he possibly kick in and play guard? Could he start at guard and move out to tackle and take over for Cam Robinson? Looks like a lot of the despair of Texans fans of just throwing names in a room and hoping it shakes out. You have to understand there's a brand new offensive coordinator in Nick Caley. There's a new offensive line coach in Cole Popovich. And yes, I understand he was the assistant O-line coach, but there are a lot of times where as an assistant, it's your job even, your boss doesn't listen to you or your ideas no matter how great they are. So could that be the case in that O-line room? Potentially. It's also, Nick Caley said in his introductory press conference, we're not trying to have people do what they're not good at. If they're best at duo, we're going to run duo. If they're gap scheme, we're going to run gap. If they're, power, zone, whatever they're best at is what we're going to ask them to do. And I think that's going to help a lot because we saw late in the season, especially with Dameon Pierce, the running back, he was running better because they ran more of a gap scheme towards the end of the season. And scheme matters. Scheme matters for a quarterback. Scheme matters for an offense. We're also going to know that CJ Stroud is going to have more control at the line of scrimmage now. And that's going to do a ton for them. And so I truly believe that those combination of things, along with the turnover in the offensive line room, you have Cam Robinson, who's been a good tackle. You've got a former second round reclamation project in Ed Ingram, and you've got now Ariante Ursary. You've got Laken Tomlinson. You've still got Titus Howard and Blake Fisher. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. People are freaking out about the interior. We know that Titus Howard can be kicked inside and play guard proficiently. They added Laken Tomlinson, who's a former Pro Bowler, although fell off in Seattle a little bit last year. Like I mentioned about Ingram, the change of scenery from Minnesota may help him. You've got Trent Brown in that offensive line room as well. But Ladarius Henderson is an All-American from Michigan who did not play last year because he was still recovering from an injury that he suffered late in the year at Michigan the previous season. Now that he's back to full health, I think that he could play a factor into how this offensive line room shakes out with Juice Scruggs and Jarrett Patterson. You put those two at center, see how that battle shakes out. You put Titus Howard at left guard. You put Ladarius Henderson at right guard potentially. Then you've got Blake Fisher and Cam Robinson on the outside. And hopefully Ursary develops into your tackle of the future to take over for Cam Robinson, who's on a one-year deal. Remember, scheme matters for players just as much as it does anyone else. So I think that could be a big change for the Houston Texans in helping fix this offensive line. Now, there were Jalen's, they got them all. They got three more Jalen's in this draft. Jalen Reed, the safety, a playmaking safety out of Penn State. They added Jalen Smith out of USC, who I believe Kalen Bullock and him are good friends. And Kalen Bullock was actually at his draft party, which is super cool that you're bringing in a guy that can learn under Ronald Darby. You inject a little more. You've got Kamari Lassiter and Derek Stingley Jr. set, but developing those inside corners behind Ronald Darby, the guys that are going to be playing in the slot, I think that's going to be a very, very important piece. And of course, A lot of these guys can play special teams, as does Jalen Newell, the wide receiver from Iowa State, who can be effective in the return game. And then they traded back into the fifth round to get their running back. They traded for a third down back and Woody Marks, running back out of USC. They did a lot of pairs with Smith and Marks from USC, with Higgins and Noel from Iowa State. They got a couple of Minnesota guys with Ursery, and they picked up an undrafted free agent wide receiver. So there was a lot of similar drafting going on by Nick Caserio, but it's very, very interesting to kind of see how this all shakes out. I think they had a great draft despite not really addressing much of that interior offensive line. This has been Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 941 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back tomorrow, don't forget, start your morning with Rob and AJ on the Morning Huddle. And of course, the Blitz from 2 to 6, where they'll have Pat Green and Shireen Williams on. And of course, we'll close it out right here on Extra Innings with Pledger. Check on your loved ones. You never know what people are going through in life. And as always, we will talk to you tomorrow.
94.1 FM, San Antonio.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they